Ronald, first of all, you've had Ronald Koeman back at Finch Farm this week. I suppose that's an encouraging sign as to the progress he's already beginning to make, is it?
That's good. It's the next step after the surgery and after he stayed in Ireland, and he's back to start his recovery process. And okay, that's step by step. And but he's like the most really involved in coming back as soon as possible.
It's going to be a long journey for him, but what do you notice already about his mindset?
No, his mindset is really at a good direction. That he's back, and that's always good because that's daily basic to be part of the team, the players. Of course, he's not training, but he's starting his recovery period, and it's a tough one. But like everybody who is out for a long time and a tough injury.
More good news this week with the under-23s winning the Premier League 2 title. What did you make of that achievement?
No, it's a really good achievement for the under-23s. You play football to win. It's not the most important, because the most important is to bring good players to the first team. That's more important than to win the title, but you play football to win, and to win, if it's possible, a title. That is a good achievement, but not the most important.
So how many are ready from that squad, do you feel, to make an impact?
Yeah, but it's difficult. It's difficult. Sometimes I feel too much positivism about the young players. And I know they are not ready. I know how difficult it is to make the next step. And even if you win the title, don't mean that everybody is ready for the first team. Look to the young players are involved in the first team, like Mason, like Koeman, like Dominic. Exception for Tom Davies, but it's a difficult last step, and it's sometimes too easy to tell everybody that we have a lot of players ready for the first team, because that is not the case.
How difficult is it for the manager then to gauge when a player...
No, but it's impossible to have 15 young players of 25 in numbers in the first team. I think now we have enough young players in the squad, and it's difficult because that's not. It's always easy to come, but it's really difficult to stay, and that's we need more players in I think in the age from 26, 27, 28, 29 to improve, and of course. We have and we stay open for young players, but little by little, not too fast, because they are not ready.
That kind of comes on to my next question, because Morgan Schneiderlin said this week that Everton can keep hold of the key players and the squad will be improved this summer as well. For you then, what is the key aspect this summer? Is it to keep hold of your better players, or is it adding further to the squad?
First of all, we like to keep the best players, but that's difficult. We know that's difficult. I don't know if it's possible to keep them. I don't know at the moment. And okay, and then we have to analyze the team, what we need to improve for next season. And I think we need offensive-wise, we need more players who score more goals, because the difference between Lukaku and the rest of the players is too big.
With that in mind then as well, are you hopeful that you will have Romelu for at least another 12 months?
I don't know. We will see what happened at the end of the season.
But Lukaku at times this season has been criticised for his performance in the bigger games, if you like, the games against the rest of the top 7. I appreciate he scored against City in both games and has scored against Spurs as well. But is that the next step for him, to take these kind of games by the scruff of the neck, almost make something happen? I suppose in a way that Didier Drogba did.
No, but it's in a whole team performance. For example, the team performance was last week. Maybe it was the worst of this season, and I don't like it to make it really individual about or Lukaku or other players, because they are part of the team. We need to create chances for him. He can score if he gets chances. It's a team performance. It's not one individual performance.
Given the speculation that has linked Lukaku with a return to Chelsea, Do you anticipate there would be any effect on him this weekend going into this game?
I don't know. We will see. Normally not. I think the player always like to show the best of himself. Maybe we need to change a little bit our mentality, because I felt a little bit less intensity in the game last week. Maybe a little bit less motivation, because it's always difficult if you have already the 7th position in the pocket, and maybe they get a little bit more holiday or end of the season feeling, and that's really difficult, because that is what I don't like. We play home. We like to keep our momentum at home. We are strong at home, and we know what we need to face, the best team of the Premier League.
What do you put that home form, or the fact that the players seem pretty comfortable playing at Goodison Park, down to?
I don't know. It's maybe they feel themselves really comfortable. Maybe the opponents are maybe more afraid to come to Goodison Park this season than they were last season. I don't know.
With that in mind as well, then, how different a side is this to the one that faced Chelsea at Stamford Bridge earlier this season?
We had only one game this season that we had no chance, and that was really the Chelsea away game, from the start till the end. No chance to get even 1 point out of the game, and that, of course, we like to change and to show that the team is improving, that the team is much better, and the team can give much more competition in every aspect of football for this Sunday against Chelsea.
You've touched on it as well, wanting to see the motivation from the players. You could qualify for the Europa League without having kicked the ball this weekend. Does that perhaps maybe allow the players to play with that little? No,
that's more to the manager to get really the right motivation to the players. If they don't show it, you can do several things as a manager. You can change players, you can put other players in. I think what our challenge, at least that is my challenge, is if we keep the distance to Arsenal 3 points or less, then the last game of the season is Arsenal away, and still we have that possibility to catch them. If not, okay, then it's find other motivations to win the game in the weekend.
You could also, as well, given that Arsenal playing Spurs this weekend, do Spurs a favour in terms of the title race. Whatever happens, do you feel that Chelsea are going to be nailed on for the title? Or
no, it's not done. We know the gap from the second to the first is 4 points, and both have difficult fixtures, and I think the weekend can be really decisive about the title race, what happened on this Sunday.
Do you sense then that Chelsea will come with pressure on them, and that could be to your advantage?
No, the pressure is always for the teams who are behind the first. They have more pressure because they cannot felt in a good result. Chelsea is still the first in the league. They are strong and they are confident, but they know it will be a difficult, tough game for them to come this Sunday.
If selected, Leighton Baines could make his 350th career start. Just what kind of an influence is he still on this squad?
A big influence. In my opinion, he's one of the best players this season in the team. He's showing his experience, his cleverness on the ball. In my opinion, sometimes we talk too much about some players and we talk too less about some players, and he's one of that because he is really one of the best left fullbacks in the Premier League.
How long do you think he can keep going?
He's really a really good professional. His fitness situation is really good. I think at least for the next two, and maybe more, I don't know.
One interesting thing will be Kante and Idrissa Gueye potentially against each other in midfield. Idrissa has often been compared to Kante this season. How close is?
Maybe he's the player is most close to the qualities of Kante of Chelsea, because both players are really important for the team, important in pressing, important in winning second balls, tackles. I think Kante was really important for Leicester, and he shows again this season is really important for Chelsea. And Ghana is that type of player what we need in a team.
A couple of final things to check. Just first of all, team news, injury problems. It's the latest.
No, any difference than last week.
And to check with Ross, any further developments in regards to his future?
No.
Hi Ronald. We had David Unsworth on Radio City Talk this week, and he was quite optimistic about that group of under 23 players that he's just coached to success this season. He said that he thinks 3 to 4 of them could be involved with the first team squad, which doesn't.
No, we make our mind up at the end of the season, and of course every pre-season I use a lot of young players, but to make the next step, it's not so easy. And even for young players, of course, they know if they are good enough, if they are really knocking on the door, then the manager will give them space, place to train, to play for the first team. But it's a long way. It's a long way for young players, and sometimes you need to be more patient for young players. But it's not so easy to speak about 4 or 5 players ready, because I don't believe that really ready for the first team. Maybe they can be part of the pre-season. That's a different issue than being ready for the first team.
Okay, thanks guys. Thank you.